4, 5, 6.
You're most likely to find Justice Fournier giving a pep talk in the gym, or thinking by the river, or walking his dog Storm. But his appearance isn't one who you would mistaken for a politician. However, he gives his heart and lends his hands to as many community and personal issues he comes across.
How dare you judge me when I'm Justice and I'm trying to spread a different logic?
The 26-year-old did not always follow this path of justice. He was born under the name of Justin, a name that he feels showed the demon inside of him.
And I was very into the idea of a just society and a balanced culture. And so it says to let your light horse guide you and your dark horse drive you. And if at any point any of the equation is missing, you're running in circles. So to me, justice is a mantle of leadership. It is a title more than a name. It is an idea more than a person. And it's the person I strive to be.
He's been through a lot. He's the strongest, kindest person I've ever met. Like, I don't exaggerate when I say that. Like, he's told me, like, everything I've wanted to do, he told me I could do it. And no one's ever told me I could do it.
A 16-year-old,
Like, we live west.
lost in a wartime town called Sandwich, never reassured by a parent, never encouraged by a coach.
And that's when he kind of came in and kind of gave me a purpose. So I feel lucky.
Not intimidated, but inspired by his tattoos about knowledge, his scars that show life, and his muscles that have been through pain.
He's told me, like, everything I've wanted to do, he told me I could do it. And no one's ever told me I could do it.
My greatest power is to empower, and my only desire is to inspire. I like to inspire people. I like to make people like excited to do things and motivated to do things.
I always felt like insecure and unconfident, and he kind of just gave me that push where like I don't feel that anymore.
Justice gave Kesro a reason to live when he doubted himself, and propelled him forward when he knew that there was something more. Much like the way Justice changed Kesro's life and will forever be a part of it, once upon a time, Justin was that kid, broken and alone.
I was in Chatham. I had just got my eye cut in half and I was walking down Chatham Street. And I had a big white gauze still on my eye and still stitches in. And I was walking by and a guy called me up to the porch and said, "Hey bro, do you want a beer?" And he shows me these stones and he says, "These stones come from this healer. And this healer, he works at the Temple of Life as a Mayan shaman." He says, "I had bursitis in my hips, and when I went to this shaman, I said, I'm in pain all the time. And the shaman said to him, put these stones in his pocket, walk around the island, and by the time he came back, he wouldn't have pain in his hips anymore." The guy on the porch that day swears by that effect. He swears that these stones have some form of healing power, whether it be the power of mind or not. So he tries to give them to me, and I literally don't want to accept them at the time. I don't, because I feel like it's such a huge gesture from somebody I never even met. And then I realized today that is the gesture that I keep trying to pay forward. Is something at the worst moment of my life, he gave me something that was his most prized possession.
His followers say he has seen the world when he has not, and he has lived many lives when he is just one man.
Ultimately, I don't look to cry about anything I've been through, but I've learned a lot through what I've been through to try and be a better person. I'm starting to learn how to build bridges better instead of break them, and instead of being judgmental, try to be understanding. And going through those kind of things made me realize that other people go through so many issues that to judge them is insane.
Much like a cat with 9 lives, Justice is a person who's already used up 5.
Cancer hit me about 17 years old. Got kicked out of high school for fighting. It was my face getting cut in half with a box cutter. Losing an eye was the hardest thing that I've ever had to do, especially as an athlete. It was the most traumatic thing that ever happened to me, and dealing with migraines and dealing with identity crisis and insecurity and just mental problems. You know, I had like post-traumatic stress from those kind of things. So yeah, it wasn't easy. I was depressed. I had anxiety. You know, there was times that not only did I contemplate suicide, but I actually did. I went into the hospital for that 3-day layover to see if you're mentally okay. And I've been through these things of challenging my sanity and questioning myself and deciding if I want to live and these types of things. And yeah, it was a punch that kept punching.
Once a northern boy, Justice calls Windsor his forever home and plans to make a living here in a big way.
That's my whole mission, is to hopefully get enough of the greatest people in Windsor to make it a greater city. That's it.
He doesn't ask for anything in return. He doesn't have much to offer. But according to him, all he needs is time and energy.
It only takes a small group of highly motivated individuals to do everything, to do anything. Martin Luther King said that. The only thing that's a real connection that anybody can ever search for is love and kindness. And anything besides that is wrong.
Mandy Matthews, MediaPlex News Now.